Today's game on KFJB-TV is sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors, Members First Community Credit Union, Van Wyck Wood Builders.
It's the Class 5A Region 3 playoff basketball. It's win or go home tonight on KFJB-TV. The Marshalltown Bobcats hosting the Des Moines Lincoln Railsplitters in a matchup that's become very familiar for these two teams. Third meeting of the season here tonight. The Bobcats have taken the first two, but the postseason, well, resets everything. A win keeps the season alive, a loss will end it here tonight. From the Roundhouse, playoff basketball starts now. Heitman up court to Bowie. Bowie loses the basketball. Layup counted. It's good. Wow. Hildebrand left wide open and boom, knocks that one down. She goes inside. Wow, what a scoop and score by Amira Johnson. Here comes the Bobcats. Oh, Billy Heitman up top to Georgia Jansen, up off the glass, and good. It's the bump in the bucket. Randall Lewis, still in Doze, along with you inside the Roundhouse on George Funk Court. Bobcats tipping off in a little bit. Postseason play. 2 meetings earlier this year. Bobcats won them both. How do they repeat that success here tonight?
Well, I think it comes down to what you saw on two different parts. They got out really fast last week. They were up 32 to 14 at the half, I believe it was. Actually, 32-11 at the half, and they did that just through turning over Lincoln and finishing hitting threes from all around. And then they sealed it after a lackluster second half by Frankie Long. Frankie Long hit some free throws, made some buckets late. She ended up with a impressive double-double, 10 points, 20 boards, and 3 blocks. I think it's right there. Can you put those two things together? And I think the Cats have a really good shot at getting the hat trick of wins against Lincoln.
Winner of this game takes on third-ranked Dowling coming up on Saturday. When we come back, we'll be joined by head coach Brian Murphy. This is the countdown to tip-off. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
From the 2018 tornado to the 2020 derecho, Marshalltown has faced adversity, but our community has become stronger and M-Town proud. At Tyler Pashong State Farm Agency in Marshalltown, we have options for home, auto, life, and business. Our goal is to give you choices that impact in a positive way. As we have found out firsthand, life is never predictable, but you should always be prepared. Head to mtownproud.com to see how we can best fit your needs. We'd love to talk to you about what makes you M-Town proud.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by Lennox Employees Credit Union, LennoxECU.com, Marshalltown Area Chamber, meetinmarshalltown.com, Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction. And the Marshalltown School District, embrace the lead.
It is Class 5A, Region number 3 action here tonight inside the Roundhouse. Marshalltown Bobcats hosting the Lincoln Railsplitters. Well, Coach, as we welcome in Brian Murphy, like you said, hard to beat a team 3 times in a year, but your team has taken care of Lincoln twice this year. First time you definitely handled them. Second time around, latest shot a little bit poor from the field, but we're able to close that win out. And since that point in time, your team's really gone on a nice run here to end the season. So how do you kind of feel knowing the past against Lincoln, but also the recent success you've had?
You know, I think overall we've got to make sure we play within ourselves. I think sometimes we get a little bit sped up, we get a little bit careless, and that's really been our focus the last 2 games, is making sure that, you know, we are not forcing ourselves into tough passes, tough spots. So as long as we kind of focus on who we are, what we need to do, both offensively and defensively, I like our chances.
Amara Johnson was our athlete of the week. Last week she had a phenomenal week, and the amount of steals that she's able to rack up, including in the Lincoln game last week, she had 8 steals in that matchup. Her feistiness on the defensive end, how important is it in a game like this where Lincoln does have a little bit of height to kind of match you guys a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Amara often sets the tone for us on defense. I mean, we're typically putting her on the other team's point guard or primary ball handler, and when she picks it up and she gets going, you can feel people behind her starting to get a little bit more active, a little bit more anticipatory as far as jumping that passing lane. So, I mean, when Amara's locked in and I mean, when she really sets her mind to it, she can be an absolutely tenacious defender. And, you know, she's somebody we're going to need not only tonight, but, you know, if we want to make a run, we're going to need her to kind of lead that charge, getting that ball pressure going.
Jumi Kayode, 9 points, 10 rebounds first time around, 13 points, 5 rebounds second time around. What's the key to kind of shutting some of her offensive ability down here tonight?
Yeah, I think the main thing with her is we've got to make sure that she's seeing bodies. You know, a couple times, you know, she got a number of points against us in transition the first time where when they were able to break the press, that was her that was usually getting the layups on the other end. But in the half court, we've got to make sure we're just disciplined and wall up. You know, she's very good about stepping around people. She's got a wingspan, long legs to kind of maneuver, kind of like Millie. So we've got to make sure that she's not just seeing one body at the rim. She's seeing multiple, forcing a tough kick out and then respond to that pass.
They've brought some physicality at Frankie Long, but she's been able to have some decent games against Lincoln in the 2 matchups this year. Obviously, each and every night, keeping her in the game, keeping her out of foul trouble. Against a little bit of a more aggressive team in Lincoln, how do you keep her out of foul trouble and make sure she has one of those big games?
I mean, you said it. I mean, it's, you know, the thing she's got to keep her mind on is, you know, every shot that's taken by an opponent is not a personal affront. Sometimes we're good with a simple wall up, and if they make it over your hands, live with that. And she's gotten better about that a little bit, where she's not trying to block every single shot that comes her way. You know, and the fun thing is, so their starting center, she and Frankie actually played on the same attack team all summer, so there's a little friendly rivalry going there for her, and that's always fun for her to channel some of that into some positive action on the offensive end.
All right, you're at home hosting first round of the playoffs here tonight. How big is that, having the home court advantage, being able to punch your ticket and go on to the next round to take on Dowling?
You know, once the game starts, I think it'll be a great advantage. What I will tell you is this is one of the most awkward games of the season where there's nothing until tip. So you're trying to create ways to keep them focused, get them going. You know, it almost feels more natural to have a bus ride and just get to the other team. So once we've got the tip, excuse me, and we're, you know, back into kind of that familiar pattern, you know, I think it'll be good for us to be in our home floor, get the home crowd going. But leading up to that, it's definitely a little bit weird.
Plus, you add in, we don't play any Wednesday games.
That is also true. And we've had a Monday and a Wednesday this week, so it's been kind of bizarre.
Yeah, that is for sure. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That is Brian Murphy. Starting 5 when we come back for the Rails and the Bobcats right here on the Countdown to Tip-Off on KFJB-TV.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit VisionSource-MarshalltownEyeCare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
Back inside the Roundhouse for tonight's starting lineup, so brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you while we deliver the lineups. Third-year head coach Dom Shirley goes like this for the 7-14 Railsplitters. That'll be number 3, Leah Ochoa, 7.2 points per game, 3 rebounds for the 5'6 senior guard. Number 10, Monique Stonehawker, a 5'7 senior forward, averaging 3.6 points per game and 5 rebounds. In the lineup, replacing Walla Gabir here tonight, number 1, Ava Sines, 5'9 senior guard, gets a start, averaging 4 points per game. Jumi Keode, she's averaging 11.3 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, a 5'11 sophomore forward. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Lincoln Railsplitters tonight, it's number 23, Corylyn Brown, a 5'5 junior guard, averaging 3 rebounds per game. For your Marshalltown Bobcats tonight, 13-9 on the regular season, heading in behind 7th-year head coach Brian Murphy. Lineup goes like this. Number 3, Amira Johnson, 5'2 junior guard. Number 11, Kinsley Bowie, a 5'7 senior guard. Number 20, Millie Heitman, a 6'1 senior forward. Number 23, Georgia Jansen, a 5'11 senior forward. And number 44, Frankie Long, a 6'2 junior center, with the number 1 percentage there at blocks per game at 3.5. She has 76 total blocks on the season, leading in Class 5A. This is the countdown to tip-off. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Back in on the countdown to tip-off. Time for today's Keys to the Game, presented by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. Dylan?
For the Bobcats, you have to avoid stop-and-go traffic. They scored 22 points against Lincoln in the second quarter. They would only score 10 in the second half. You've got to keep a rhythm. I thought they came out strong, knocked down shots against East and North. You have to do that for all 4 quarters. For the Railsplitters, it's about the guards and the glass. You look at Leah Ochoa. She'll knock down some threes, but they've also got to turn the Bobcats' guards over, and then you cannot allow Frankie Long to destroy you on the boards. You've got to get 2 girls to box her out.
That is our Keys to the Game, all presented by First Rate Real Estate. Tip-off between the Rails and the Cats coming up next on KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
The following is a presentation of Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV.
Class 5A, Region 3, first round. It's the Rails and the Cats on KFJB-TV. He's Dylan Doze. I'm Brandon Lewis. Our radio producer tonight, it is Jeff Brooks. On site, the one and only David Braga. Some call him Humble Braga. Deegan Grant as well as Keith Stewart roaming the floor here tonight. Bobcats in their home white tops and bottoms. Rails in their traveling maroon tops and bottoms. These two teams, two regular season meetings. Bobcats won them both, 52-38 and 42-35, as the Lincoln Railsplitters lead the series 9-7 since 2007. We are ready to go here tonight. Frankie Long will jump at midcourts, and she will help the Bobcats win the opening tip-off against Coyote. And the Bobcats go for an early layup. It is no good, but they get the offensive rebound. Out to Bowie. Skip pass over to Jansen, right wing. Back to Heitman, drops it in. Bowie going to work in the paint. Tries to reverse layup, gets blocked. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Ava Signs, and it will stay with the Cats with 17 on the shot clock.
It looked early in that set that Frankie Long had pushed the defender up the lane, and a little dump pass over top would have been two.
Inbounds is tipped away. They try to go to Frankie Long, but she'll rip away the basketball, and in that process, a little too over-aggressive. She loses it as Coraline Brown comes away with the basketball, and now Heitman in the front court. They try to get it up to Coyote, and it's picked away by Heitman. Outlet to Amara Johnson. Down the left side of the paint, it opens up. Floater, it's a touch strong. But the rebound by Frankie Long, she's hitting the deck. Bowie, a good sidestep. Three from straight on is good. 3-0 Cats.
That was a great sidestep, but that all came off the second chance opportunity created by Frankie Long, and now we have they're going to call a travel on that. It'll be Bobcats basketball. One of the matchups you're looking at is if Lincoln's going to win this, Coyote number 15 has to outplay Millie Heitman. I think that is a key matchup tonight. As goes that matchup, probably goes the game.
Amira Johnson out high with the basketball. She'll go down the right side of the paint. Boy, her floater's just not feeling it early on here tonight. Way too strong. And a rebound backside by Signs. She gets stopped at midcourt. She switches her pivot foot, and that'll be a travel and a turnover on the Rails. And back to the Bobcats with 6:40 to go opening quarter.
And there you see Ava Signs. She did some nice things in that second half just about 10 days ago, but she is the substitution into the starting lineup. It was game time decisions. I know they've just been a little up and down illness-wise for the Railsplitters, and so she was a late add to the lineup.
Amara Johnson with a bad pass to Jansen, and that gets the whole offense off kilter. Jansen gets in a tie-up down low with Stonehawker at the free throw line. And possession arrow will give it to Lincoln. There's Bowie stepping into it, three from straight on. All presented by Tyler Pashong, State Farm, mtownproud.com. But Bobcats, Amara Johnson with a bad pass, a couple of layups that have just had no shot in the world to go down. But luckily, Lincoln keeps throwing it away early on here. Another throwaway. They were trying to pass it up court to Brown, and it goes into the Bobcat bench.
Yeah, Amara's got to come with some touch. It seems she gets going so fast that it's almost just force coming at it. She's got to be able to have a little bit more of a feather touch there.
She passes to Frankie Long, who's almost tipped away, and now Jansen throws it to nobody in the middle of two Lincoln Railsplitters. It was in the direction of Amara Johnson, but it goes on the baseline. It'll be a turnover by the Bobcats, 3-0. Postseason nerves?
I think so. I heard away put, and I'll tell you after this play.
Jansen comes up with a steal, feeds to Heitman. Back to Bowie. Thought about the three. Hands off at the top of the key to Long. Passes high to Heitman, hauls it down. And now they feed it free throw line to Long. A good give and go. Back to Bowie. The senior gets it off the iron. It held up there and finally drops in. It's 5-0 Cats. 5:43 first quarter with the lead. Timeout taken by Lincoln and head coach Dom Shirley. This is Bobcat basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
I'm Drake Grisman. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Welcome back into the Roundhouse. Bobcats with the early 5-0 lead, and Kinsley Bowie with all 5 points for the Bobcats. But things have been a little bit out of sync on the offensive end, but Heitman comes up with another steal. They were trying to pass it up court, and then exactly like that, Brown got misfed. Heitman comes away with it, and she misfeeds it to her teammate, Georgia Jansen. It's back to Lincoln.
Best way I can explain it, Coach McCollum from Iowa said it last night, that they always play with high effort. They don't always play with concentration, and that seems to epitomize the Bobcats right now.
Off a screen, catch and shoot three. It's no good. Far side for Ochoa. And the Bobcats lose it out of bounds on the baseline on the defensive rebound. It's going to stay with the Lincoln Railsplitters. But, no, you're right. I mean, you can't question the ladies' efforts night in and night out throughout this entire season. But it's definitely been those little lapses here and there that result in averaging over 20 turnovers per game and valuing every possession as well. I think those are key things in that focus. I mean, valuing every possession almost kind of just automatically locks you in.
Well, you look at the Cats so far, they have 4 turnovers, and I don't think any of them are forced. Yeah. It's just all lazy passes, bad passes, misdirected passes.
Jansen picked up a foul there at midcourt, by the way, so that's why Lincoln was inbounding. And then Jansen tips away a pass to the near side corner into the Bobcat bench. It stays with the Rails. Top of the key, Brown gets the basketball. She'll dribble to the right wing, flips it back to Ava Signs. Signs over to Ochoa, picked up by Bowie. Can she have all 7 of the Cats' points? No, because she's fouled by Ava Signs. Hits the deck, 2 shots. It's a shooting foul, as that will send Kinsley Bowie to the free throw line. So first foul of the night comes for Ava Signs here with 5:05 in the opening quarter.
And Kinsley Bowie, especially in the last month, has given the Bobcats kind of that start in the first quarter. She and Georgia Jansen have scored a lot of points early on to get the Cats rolling, but she misses the first free throw.
Second one to come here momentarily. And that one is good for Kinsley Bowie, who splits him at the line on the season, a 42% free throw shooter. Bobcats putting on that backcourt press. We haven't seen it consistently all year long, but definitely against certain opponents, they have broken it out. Right wing 3 is no good for Brown. Backside rebound offensively for Ochoa. She bounces it to the top. It's picked off by Jansen. Here she goes running the floor. Layup is no good, but Signs picks up her second foul in the matter of moments. Just over 15 seconds later, after picking up a foul, she picks up another one to send Georgia Jansen to the free throw line. She stands at 45% on the season at the stripe.
Great job by Georgia, just taking it right at Signs. Initiating, forcing that contact and getting 2 at the line.
Jansen drops down the first one. Jansen was up in the 60s earlier this year in her free throw percentage, but it's kind of fallen off as of recent, and she'll step to the line. Definitely one of those ladies you love to have at the free throw line in pivotal moments. Can't knock down the second one, so she splits them. And it's 7-0 Bobcats. First score outside of Kinsley Bowie tonight for the Bobcats. Almost a travel in the front court, not called, and the layup is good. Taking it in is Walla Gabir, and she has the first Lincoln bucket of the night. 7-2 Cats with 4.5 minutes to go in the opening frame.
And there was 0 resistance by the Cats on that one.
Haven't seen that a whole lot here tonight. It's been a good start on the defensive end. Heitman down the paint. She is bumped on her way up. Tosses one up, a little scoop and score. 2 free throws coming. The bucket not good, and Heitman heads to the line, a 45% free throw shooter this year. As Morgan Hildebrand, as well as Kendall Brummel getting off the bench to check in between free throws. First one is up and rattles off the left side. No good for Heitman.
And right now, Lincoln in that zone is they are not moving well back and forth, and so they're going straight up, but they're not getting their body in front of the driver, and Millie able to split the difference and get to the line.
Second one up, and that one will rattle in for Millie Heitman. 8-2, Bobcat lead. Inbound, thrown away. Heitman picks it off in the front court for the Cats. Back to the top of the key to Amara Johnson to set up the offense. And she's bumped up top. She loses the basketball. Hildebrand is there to save it. She'll drive to the left wing. Now Brummel off a screen, top of the key. Kicks it over to the right wing to Amara Johnson. Good crossover move. Kicks it out. Hildebrand, three. Oh, off the front of the iron, and no good. Brummel tips it out of bounds. She was going for the rebound. No, they reverse the call, and they will say it's off of Walla Gabir last. And that will be Bobcat basketball with 3:54 to go in the opening frame. Brown checks out, as it looked like checking into the game was Brielle O'Donnell. Heitman, catch and shoot off the inbound play. It's off the back of the iron. And hustling out is Gabir for the rebound, but she throws it away. Picked up by Amara Johnson. Layup way too hard. And for the third time tonight, Amara Johnson has not been able to convert on a layup inside.
And those are what you're going to need to finish strong here tonight.
Block shot. Brummel blocks the shot out there on the right wing of Gabir. And the Cats are going the other way. Coming up with a loose basketball was Frankie Long. Hyping up the Bobcats logo on the far side of the floor. Dylan, you were going to say.
Good job by Frankie making sure they cleared first before just throwing a needless turnover.
Heitman inside turnaround jumper in the paint right in front of the hoop is no good. Lincoln with a rebound by Keode, and she'll throw it away. She was going to O'Donnell on the far side. No, it was tipped, and so it will stay with Lincoln.
One of the things we're seeing with Amara, she's able to get there, but it feels what's different is she's a little bit more keyed up than she was in the last couple games. So she's going at just a rapid rate, needs to just breathe and calm down. Yep. I really thought her kick out to Morgan is really an aspect of her game that she can grow, and Morgan didn't knock down the three, but a great decision by Amara.
Bowie and Jansen have checked back into the game as Frankie Long and Millie Heitman check out. And during that, a travel up top by the Lincoln Railsplitters. So with 2:57 to go in the opening quarter, 8-2, Cats leading. It's their basketball. Mara Johnson over the timeline. Dribbles to the top of the key, swings it over to Brummel, near side corner. Now gives it up to Hildebrand. Little give and go, back to Brummel in the near side corner. She is bumped on a drive. She was going to the free throw line, and that'll be on Walla Gabir, who picks up her first foul of the night. And the fourth team foul now on Lincoln here, so one more, and the Cats will be shooting free throws the rest of the first period.
I love the aggressiveness to the paint. They have taken it to the rack consistently.
Getting close to a 5-second call. Bobcats find Kendall Brummel. Get it back to Bowie, who inbounded. Drop it in. Left block to Jansen. She was trying to create, couldn't. Out to Amara Johnson. Skips it to the top of the key to Hildebrand. Back to Jansen, left wing. Now to Bowie at the top of the key. Free throw line, get it to Jansen. Brummel off a screen. She has her three tipped. It was partially blocked by Gabir. Lincoln comes away with it. Ochoa feeds over to O'Donnell, who will bring it up the floor in front of the Bobcat student section.
Kendall just takes that little crow hop to get herself set, and so it makes for her release to be too slow.
Inside drive and a foul. The Bobcats, Monique Stonehocker going down the right side. She'll be touched on the arm. And that will be a foul on Georgia Jansen, her second of the game. Would imagine she'll come out with 2:05 here in the first quarter of play.
Yeah, Georgia's been a fast starter for the most part of the last month or so, struggling a little bit out of the gate.
Stonehawker's first free throw is no good off the back of the iron. She is a 42% free throw shooter on the season. First free throw attempt of the night for the Lincoln Railsplitters as a team. They're shooting 42% on the season. Second free throw's up and too strong. Off the back of the iron. Heitman skies for the rebound, and she'll look up floor and find Kinsley Bowie, who will push it across the Cat logo at midcourt. Up to Brummel in the far side corner. She's looking inside. Tries to dribble out of some pressure. Feeds it late to Bowie, trying to step through and put up a shot. Stonehawker questions the official. It'll be a foul on her, and it will send Bowie to the line for the second time here in the first quarter. That's the 15th foul, so shooting the rest of the 149.
I'll say Kinsley did a nice job of keeping her pivot foot. because it almost looks like she was about to drag that foot, but she kept it down.
1 for 3 tonight at the line for Kinsley Bowie. Her 4th free throw of the night to come momentarily. And that one is good this time. So 2 for 4 on the night. Bowie, 7 of the 9 Bobcat points, and now she steals the inbound by Lincoln. Over to Hildebrand, left block. She was unguarded, and Hildebrand off the glass for 2. And it's 11-2 Cats here in the first quarter. Up court, Lincoln, a pass way too far in front of Keode. And now a bump by Stonehawker. She knocks the ball away from Morgan Hildebrand at midcourt. It will stay with the Bobcats. Here we take a look at that last play. Hildebrand just finding the open spot on the floor, Dylan.
Did a great job of that, but Kendall Brummel getting that assist. Just nice drop down. Put it right back up in her shooting pocket, able to make the layup.
Heitman trying to pass it to Long. She lost the basketball, and it will be Lincoln basketball. She was going to the far side corner, and I believe she was trying to look inside to Frankie Long, but just nothing there. And so back to the Lincoln Railsplitters. O'Donnell will inbound, and Heitman almost steals the inbound play. They'll work it up to Ochoa. Dribbles up to the right wing, and will turn around as 2 Bobcats step in on her. Kabir takes a shot from straight on. 3 is no good, but a rebound inside by Jumi Keode, and she is fouled on the put-up, and it's going to be a foul on Kinsley Bowie, and it sends Keode to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
5'11" sophomore. Has some skill. A lot more skill than she does rotation on that shot.
Yeah. 40% free throw shooter on the season. Missing that first one, second one to come. 106 stopped on the first quarter clock. Second one. Man, that is a knuckleball going up there, Dylan. You're right.
Tim Wakefield is smiling down.
Yeah. Hopefully he's watching tonight.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's subscribed to KFJB-TV just like you are. Amara Johnson, left wing. One-handed skip pass over to the right wing to Brummel. Now back to Bowie, top of the key. She'll drive down the right side, tries to scoop and score, and it's blocked out of bounds by Lincoln. With 50 seconds to go, the opening quarter will stay with the Cats.
And right there you see the length of Jimmy Keode is like she's just able, 5'11", able to knock that down. But there you see a long arm of Frankie Long.
Frankie Long gets the inbound pass and a jump ball possession arrow with the Cats. It'll stay with the red and blue. But Walla Kabir getting tied up there with Frankie Long, and so it'll stay with the Cats as Bowie will go to inbound just to the left of the hoop. Bowie finds Brummel, far side corner. Drop it in, a lollipop pass into Frankie Long. She'll go to work, triple teamed inside, tries to put one up over Kabir. It's knocked away, and Lincoln comes away with a loose basketball. Brown will dribble it up the floor. Picked up by Amara Johnson. And she'll fire to Ochoa. Almost traveled there, Dylan.
Yeah, it looks like that.
And now Bowie reaches in, steals it away from Ochoa, but they're going to call foul on Bowie. And that'll be the 4th on the Cats here
She
tonight.
lives right on that line with that pivot foot.
Yeah.
On the other end, Frankie Long tried to go up 1-on-3. The 2 things need to happen there. Frankie needs to look out for a three-point shooter. She did initially, open. But also the shooters need to make sure they move their body so they're in the sight line for Frankie to easily be able to pass it out.
17 seconds to go. Shot clock is off here in the first quarter. 11-3 Bobcats. Amara Johnson out high, guarding on O'Donnell. Free throw line. They get it to Keode, goes up with a shot as Frankie Long stepped in, and it's 2 shots. A shooting foul. So Keode at the line, and the foul's going to be on Millie Heitman, her first.
Yeah, I thought Frankie was good position, so I thought it had to be on Millie. And yeah, Millie was chasing on that play and reached in for the foul.
And the first one by Keode is no good.
Very similar to the first quarter in the most recent game. It was 10-2 the Cats after 1. Here they have that same 8-point lead.
Second free throw is good this time. Keode is 2 for 4 at the stripe. 4 seconds to go. Bobcats with the basketball in the front court. They'll get it back to Bowie at the buzzer. Oh, off the right side. hit off the left side of the iron and kicked out right. No good. 11-4 Cats with the lead after one inside the roundhouse.
We do more than just t-shirts and hoodies. Check with Adlet Engraving and Screen Print for awards, lasered items, embroidery, and of course, imprinted apparel. 307 Riverside, right here in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at VanWyckWoodBuilders.com.
Back inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse after one quarter of play, 11-4. Bobcats lead. Time for a Central State Bank scoreboard update.
Des Moines North is having a tough go of it, down 24-0 to Lindmar after one. Prairie City Monroe 18, Creston 10, and Nevada 14, Hoover 12, and final score Newton 18, Bondurant 12.
Final?
It's not a final. I misspoke. The final score I'm giving, not a final, at the end of one, Newton 18.
Okay, all right. I was going to say, wow, not a barn burner in that one. An inside score, Coyote with her first field goal of the night. 11-6 now. Lincoln trying to hang around. Bobcat offense has not been efficient here tonight.
That's how Lincoln wins this game, is Coyote gets some stuff going, Stonehawker on the glass, and then you get Ochoa to knock down a couple threes. That's how Lincoln stays in this game and has a chance at the end.
Lincoln tips away a pass inside. No good. As the Bobcats will keep it, though. Fine left block, Heitman. Didn't go up with it. She dribbles out to the left wing. Now she'll dribble back inside. Kicks out. Bowie open for a three. Right wing. Knocks it down. Second three of the night for Kinsley Bowie. The senior does not want the season to be over. Leading 14-6 now. Heitman almost knocked away the inbounds pass. Ochoa gets into the front court. Amara Johnson eating her up. Gets in a tie-up possession arrow. Cats. It will be with the red and blue with 6:57 to go in the second quarter as we take a look at that last three by Bowie.
And you look at Bowie, she struggled with her shot early, but I say the last month, she has really been aggressive with that shot. And I think as a shooter, whenever you're questioning should you shoot or not, you're always going to shoot about 15% lower because you're in your brain. But when you're confident, when you step into it like she's been.
Jansen gets the inbounds pass stolen away by Brown. Takes it to the rack. It's no good. Amara Johnson kind of got her tied up on the shot. No foul called. Jansen will swing it to Long in the front court. Now to Amara Johnson. That had to be an over and back, and yeah, it was. Amara Johnson's foot was still on the midcourt line. It'll be an, or is it a travel?
They're calling her travel. She had her feet position, and then she kind of did a bunny hop.
Okay. So travel right there. Was close to being an over and back. Lincoln basketball. Get it up to Coyote, and she will lose the basketball because Morgan Hildebrand knocked it away from behind, out of bounds. It will stay with Lincoln, but good play from behind to knock that one away.
Great job by the sophomore. Jumi put it on the deck, and Morgan just knocked it away.
Now Jansen knocks one away from Coyote. Ochoa will inbound for Lincoln. Baseline right side. Looking around. Long tips the inbound pass, and Bowie comes up with a turnover. She'll find Jansen, who will bring it up the near side from the scorer's table into the front courts. Picks up the basketball, bounces it to Amara Johnson. Johnson looking to drive baseline, cut off by Walla Gabir. Up to Hildebrand. Hildebrand loses the basketball. Just swats that thing away like a volleyball move. And Gabir rolls it to herself, and she'll go up floor, and Amara Johnson slaps it away. She'll put up a shot inside. It was no good. And now a timeout on the rebound as Amara Johnson came away with a loose basketball. Out of control basketball with 6:04 second quarter. Brian Murphy wants a timeout. 14-6. We'll take it with him on KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
My name is Gavin Mishek, and you're watching KFJB-TV.
Welcome back inside the Roundhouse. 14-6, 6:04 to go in the second quarter. And the Bobcats here tonight a little out of control, a little sped up. Some uncharacteristic plays here tonight, but they do have that 14-6 lead.
I'm just really impressed with the way Kinsley Bowie's playing tonight. And I've been impressed, especially from a shooting perspective, and helping get the Bobcats on the board over the last month. But I thought she's played even smarter with the basketball in her hands as well.
Inbound play out of the timeout called by head coach Brian Murphy. Hildebrand brings it into the front court, gets it up to Amara Johnson. Kind of walling up there on Brown. Swings it to Long, gets the handoff back. Tries to flip it back to Long as she was bumped on the drive in to the paint. Now Hildebrand has it, top of the key, over to Jansen, drives baseline, bounce pass to Long, it deflects right back to Jansen, picks up the basketball off the top of the backboard. Bobcats get the basketball back, shot clock running down, and Hildebrand tossed up a shot. It was no good, but Coyote comes up with the basketball.
Yeah, Georgia had the right idea to drop it off to Frankie, but she rocketed it off her shin. You got to get that up by the 4-4.
Drop it into Stonehawker. Oh, underneath, she shoots from Frankie Long guarding her. Really an up and under right there, but the Bobcats come away with the basketball. Bowie all the way down into the paint. She was trying to take it coast to coast. She's hitting the deck, kind of laughing a little bit. It's going to be a foul on the Lincoln Railsplitters, Monique Stonehawker.
Another just shout out, because we've talked about Frankie picking up fouls, is down there she could have easily come down with that up and under, but she just stayed vertical, and that's what kept her from getting a foul and getting the two shots at the line for Lincoln.
So Bobcat basketball after the foul on Bowie. That was a third, by the way, on Stonehawker as she checks out of the game.
That's a big one, because she's the one that can, she's not as tall as Frankie, but she's strong.
Hildebrand almost throws it away, but Amara Johnson was able to come up with the basketball. Feeds to Bowie. Free throw line drives in. Floaters no good. Long hustles for the rebound, though. Dribbles it out of some pressure. Out to Millie Heitman, left wing. Gets it to Hildebrand. Hildebrand's going to follow her all the way to the right block. Hildebrand will kick it out to Bowie. Now over to Amara Johnson. Left wing three. Measures it up. It's an air ball. Ochoa with the rebound.
Frankie's starting to get everything on the glass and giving the Cats at least one or two opportunities, but they haven't been able to cash in yet.
And up and underneath the hoop is no good for Walla Gabir. Bobcats come up with the rebound as Heitman will bring it up the floor. Heitman got an inbound play earlier this quarter and didn't go up with it on the left block. She dribbled it out to the left wing. I almost kind of wondered if it was a little bit of lack of confidence in her inside game right now.
Yeah, it ended up working out. We got the Kinsley Bowie knocked down the three, but she's not even looking at the rim, and you can't have one of your best players not looking at the rim.
Bowie was measuring up an NBA three, but she did not take it as Ava Sines stepped out on her. Hildebrand buys some room, tosses up a three. It's no good, but Long with the rebound, and the shot clock went off, but I thought that three hit the iron.
No, it got backside of glass.
Just from this angle, I'm sitting down. You're standing up.
Yes, it's that angle. It's a top-down angle. You can also tell, like when it hit the backboard, it didn't carom like it normally would off the rim.
We have a timeout on the floor. 3:45, second quarter. Cats lead 14-6 on KFJB-TV.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
Lincoln takes their second time out of the game. They're down to 3. 3:35 to go in the second quarter. Corlin Brown brought it over the timeline, got trapped, and a jump ball possession arrow is with Lincoln. So good job by Mary Johnson in there to step out there and create that pressure.
Yeah, she's one thing about Amara, defensively, she does not stop.
Ochoa takes a 3. Brummel and Heitman in the area to block it. And Frankie Long comes away with a loose basketball. Up to Heitman. In the front court, she'll dribble to the top of the key over to Bowie, right wing. Now back to Brummel, left wing. She's left open. Why not? Let's go. Off the back of the iron. 3 is no good. And Ochoa with the rebound. Ava Sines got the basketball. Had it poked away. Now does Walla Gabir in the front court. Amara Johnson had it for a moment. And officials getting together on the far side as Amara Johnson kind of tipped it back towards the Lincoln player on the far side. That was Walla Gabir, and it will be Bobcat basketball.
And real quick here, the Cats have not found anything inside as Quixote is in the middle, is actually going to guard Frankie Long here.
And we have 2 players getting into it down low. Amara Johnson as well as Walla Gabir.
Yeah.
And both players are going to be sent to the bench by the officials.
I think, what are they doing here? They're sending everybody right there.
I did not see a technical foul or anything. Or was it 2 offsetting technical fouls?
They're either given each a technical or each have been warned.
So both players are picking up a foul.
Double foul, not a technical.
It's probably good to get things under wraps here, right?
Yeah, it's
as long as it's not to the point of warranting a technical foul and ball. Set him on the bench for a few minutes,
and we don't see that very often at this level. I think it's a pretty smart move by Black and White here tonight.
Yeah, put a kibosh to it before it gets more out of control. Long inside, gets a feed, puts up the shot. They're going to call a charge. She was pushing around inside against Jumi Quixote. And that is going to be a foul on Frankie Long, her first of the night.
I thought she might have shuffled her feet. I wasn't looking up at the elbow on that.
Ochoa gets the feed up court. In the backcourt, she passes to Ava Sines. Lincoln now gets it to the right wing to O'Donnell. O'Donnell almost has it taken away by Millie Heitman. Now they feed inside to Walla Gabir. Turnaround jumper's no good. Frankie Long with the rebound, and Walla Gabir will commit the foul from behind. And that's number 3 on her.
And you can tell when Gabir came in, she right off the bat. Here you see, I guess.
A little bit of an elbow check there.
Yeah,
at the last
got
second.
him in the forearm there. Yeah, anytime you play with your arms extended and making contact, that's a pretty easy offensive foul to call.
Frankie Long at the top of the key with a basketball. Hands it off to Kinsley Bowie. Thought about the 3. Drives in. Kicks it back to Frankie Long. And she's looking to get rid of the basketball. She'll hand it off to Jansen. Looking inside for Heitman. Nothing there. Now Heitman gets it far side corner. Feeds right back in. Frankie Long, turnaround jumper. Off the back of the iron. Rolls off left side. O'Donnell comes away with a rebound for Lincoln.
That was the best offensive set to get a post touch yet. They've been doing a lot of high pick and rolls with Frankie and then diving off of the first or second pick and posting up down on the block.
And now Walla Gabir picks up her 4th foul of the night. She'll have to check out of the game as Lincoln threw it away. Kendall Brummel came away with the basketball, and then Walla Gabir at midcourt, just not a very disciplined play, just a body check right there at the midcourt logo.
And that's one of the things you look at. Gabir is a senior. You know, when you have 3, you've got to play. I know your motor's going high, but you got to play a little bit differently. If it's still the first half, you've got to back off a little bit.
14-6 our count. That's right. Just 3 points for the Cats. 2 for Lincoln in this quarter. A 3 near side corner for Bowie. Pops in and out, but the Bobcats get it back. Feed it to Frankie Long. She's fouled, and it's going to be on Jumi Coyote. And that will be her first of the night, and it sends Frankie Long to the free throw line for 2, as Long is a 45% free throw shooter. Long scoreless tonight.
I do like her taking that quick right through Coyote, just at least
no hesitation.
Yeah.
Amir Johnson, Morgan Hildebrand back into the game as Kinsley Bowie and Georgia Jansen will check out for the Cats.
Brian Murphy cannot be happy with that concentration execution side for the Cats.
I'm thinking somehow all of a sudden the Bobcats Wi-Fi is blocking us on the back end, because I could not.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because. Your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit visionsource-marshalltowneyecare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
Looking for a financial partner that puts you first? At Lennox Employees Credit Union, we're more than just a place to bank. We're part of your team. From low-interest loans and great savings rates to personalized service you can trust, we're here to help you reach your goals. Join the credit union that understands what matters most, because we're built by employees for employees. Stop by Lennox Employees Credit Union today at 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, or visit lennoxecu.com to get started. Lennox Employees Credit Union, where your success is our mission. Member NCUA.
Report, powered by Scouting America. Adventure on.
Welcome back to the Marshalltown Roundhouse. Brandon Lewis with you as we apologize for our connection issue here on the back end of our KFJB-TV stream, but we found a quick fix, and you didn't miss a whole lot. There before halftime, Ava Sainz knocked down a 3, and Frankie Long finished off the second quarter, I thought, with a really nice play. They worked it into her with time running out in the second quarter, turnaround, post-up move, which was a great play.
Well, and I think that right there is getting Frankie the ball in the post is really the secret sauce. Getting her the basketball where she can score it. I like the initial action of doing the high pick and roll, but she's going to dive to the post to then reposition. I would look to her, at least give her a look early, because with Stonehawker with 3 fouls, we'll see her a little bit more in the third. With Jumi just being number 15 just a little too slight. If Frankie's aggressive, gets the ball in good position, that will just end up collapsing that Lincoln defense, and that's when you can start looking at shooters. And I have to think Morgan's going to start knocking them down. Kinsley's already been shooting it well.
Halftime coverage tonight brought to you by Scouting America. Mid-Iowa Council will take a look at our stats coming up, but a scoreboard update is next right here on Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
I didn't really have much growing up, but I did have a mom, and she gave me a strong foundation. She signed me up for Scouts. I quickly fell in love with the outdoors. Showed me how to take responsibility, how to work with other people, and how to become a leader. That made me a better athlete on the field. Scouting made me the man I am today.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. Quality furniture for every room in your home. Sandvik Enterprises of Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you. Scooters of Marshalltown. Amazing people, amazing drinks. Members First Community Credit Union. Financially empowering Central Iowa. And Sports Plus. SportsPlusTherapy.com.
Time for a regional scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank.
Shout out to Brooksy. Appreciate all his help back at the KFJB TV studios. We have Williamsburg 21, Roland Story 14. That's at half. Halftime as well, Nevada 38, Hoover 22, Linn-Mar 33, Des Moines North 6. Also at halftime, Dike New Hartford struggling as Mount Vernon is up 46-10. Halftime, Newton 31, Bondurant 21, and PCM 26. Creston has a dozen, and those are all girl scores here tonight.
That is the scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank.
Eat at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and support the Bobcats when you order the Bobcat Burger. 2 juicy quarter-pound beef patties stacked with crispy bacon, sautéed onions, and a mouth-watering blend of American, cheddar, Jack, and Swiss cheeses, all on a toasted bun with fresh shredded lettuce. And here's the best part. $1 from every Bobcat burger sold goes to Marshalltown High School activities. Satisfy your burger craving and support the Bobcats at the same time. Only at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
We do more than just t-shirts and hoodies. Check with Adlet Engraving and Screen Print for awards, lasered items, embroidery, and of course, imprinted apparel. 307 Riverside right here in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
The halftime report, powered by Scouting America. Adventure on.
17-9, Cats at the break. Leading scorer Kinsley Bowie with 11. Frankie Long with 3. Second half is next. That is our halftime, powered by Scouting America. Mid-Iowa Council. Adventure on.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by State Farm, Tyler Pichong Agency, mtownproud.com, Wayward Social, the place for bowling, games, food, and more. Van Wyck Wood Builders, storage sheds, garages, and more. And Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, helping you pursue your financial goals.
Start of the third quarter, Kinsley Bowie puts a shot in for two. She has 12 to lead the Cats here tonight in Class 5A Region 3. First round action as the Lincoln Railsplitters knock it away from the Cats. It'll stay with the red and blue, but a good cut by Kinsley Bowie, having a big night, the senior.
I think Kinsley cuts better than anyone else on the team.
And a technical foul now as Amara Johnson was warned earlier tonight and sent to the bench. And she was getting into it earlier tonight with Walla Gabir. And a technical on Amara Johnson. That will be her second foul of the night, and we'll have free throws.
She must have just said something.
Yeah.
Because right after she inbounded the basketball, there was the technical. So Amara's going to go hang out next to the bench.
And Keith Stewart's down there as well. Leah Ochoa will head to the free throw line for two. First one pops in and out. She's an 82% free throw shooter. Does not have a bucket here tonight.
I see Keith Stewart giving Amara the camera, and he's taking the jersey. I think Keith might get some minutes tonight.
Second one is good for Ochoa, and Lincoln will have the basketball, 19-10.
And Ochoa's been one that, you know, watching her play for multiple years, all of a sudden she'll knock down a couple threes on you. She's got a good-looking shot. She just doesn't hunt the shot very much.
It's only a 9-point game.
Yeah.
Lincoln will throw it away, though. They average 25.5 turnovers a game. Cats average 23, and we've definitely seen plenty of those here tonight as a low-scoring affair, 19-10. 7 minutes to go, third quarter. Morgan Hildebrand dribbles down to the left block, feeds late to Long, who was cutting down the paint. Nothing there. They'll reverse it around the perimeter. And now up top, Lincoln knocked it away. Coyote had it for a moment. Bobcats get it back. A laser three is no good, out of bounds. Did not draw anything for Millie Heitman, and it's going back to Lincoln.
Usually that is all arms. When you see something not get any lift and it dies, that's all arms, not shooting from your toes on up. But that's where you want Millie still to be aggressive. And that's one thing I think sometimes is like, oh, this one didn't go or that didn't hit. And the aggressiveness goes away. You've got to stay aggressive at all points. It doesn't mean you shoot every time, but you've got to stay engaged to make plays.
And here's aggressiveness. Jansen steals it from Ochoa. Layup is good. And finally, Georgia Jansen getting her first field goal of the night. She has 3 points now. Signs brings it into the front court. Coast to coast. Layup. Wow. Look at Signs getting the start here tonight. Taking it all the way. She has 5, 21-12.
Yeah, and she showed in her minutes, like she's got some offensive skills, some touch. It's where they've struggled is just getting it to the half-court set.
Baseline drive, kick out, right wing to Heitman, and she swung it over to Bowie, who tried to three, but it was knocked away by Lincoln. And it will be remaining with the Bobcats as its last touch by Lincoln. Hildebrand will inbound on the far side.
You got to like Brown on the defensive end. She's a bigger guard, so she's physical, but she is relentless. She works. Really, from that second quarter on, they had 11 in that first period. They've scored 10 in the next 11 minutes, and a lot of it they have not been able to finish in transition. They've struggled at points, holding on to the basketball. A lot of unforced errors in that first half. In the second half, the Lincoln Railsplitters have really, really grown in their effectiveness and really their energy in that perimeter defense. They have tipped a lot of balls, which just throws everything out of whack on the offensive end for the Cats.
So 21-15 as we are under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Class 5A Region 3 first round. Mara Johnson, baseline. Kicks it back to Hildebrand. Hildebrand drops it in Does Bowie. Bowie's trying to team up with Frankie Long, but the pass was too high, picked off by Ochoa. She'll bring it up the near side or the midcourt stripe. Fights through a little bit of pressure, dumps it off. Right block, turnaround jumper, no good. Way too strong by Coyote, and the Bobcats come away with it as Amira Johnson will have the basketball.
Ochoa had a great little bounce pass, little pocket pass there, just could not finish.
Brummel gets it top of the key over to Bowie, left wing. Looking inside, nothing there. Now over to Hildebrand, steps into a three, left wing. Oh, back of the iron, no good, but an offensive rebound almost in the hands of Brummel. Lost it, and Ava Sines will come away with it for Lincoln.
This is a little bit of like that trouble zone, that danger zone that you find yourself in. You allow Lincoln to stay around. They're extending what they did in that second half here 10 days ago, playing really good basketball.
Down to the right block, Brown spinning in, and she has her first field goal of the night, 21-17. Jansen's getting off the bench.
And Brian Murphy's just trying to look for answers. He's had a lot of quick rotations here, and it's because he is not getting a cohesive energy and commitment from his team out there.
Bowie doing it all by herself down to the right block. A scoop and score is good, 23-17 with 3:10 to go in the third quarter. Lincoln will push it in the front corner. They dump it into Stonehawker, and she travels with it. Frankie Long stepped in. She's tried to step around, took too many steps without dribbling. And Bowie, it's been all her tonight. She has 14 of the 23 for the Cats. 3:08 third quarter. And, boy, I tell you what, without her tonight, Bobcats would be hurting.
Yeah, they are just lost. Bobcats got lucky there, traveled by Stonehawker, but really, Jumi would have had a layup if she would just cut.
Hildebrand tries a three, right wing. It rattles in and out. Lincoln with the rebound. 6-point game inside the Roundhouse in Class 5A, Region 3. First round action. A kick out near side corner. O'Donnell, three, rattles it home. Wow. What a third quarter for the Lincoln Railsplitters. They were down 17-9 at halftime and now have it back and have it within three.
Yeah, you're looking at about one quarter tonight. That first quarter, I thought the Bobcats dominated. But my goodness, Lincoln has just really brought the effort.
Bowie tries a three from straight on. It's no good. Amira Johnson skies for the rebound. It's no good. Ochoa tips out the rebound to Ava Sines and gets it to Stonehawker.
And this is where the Cats have just forced. Lincoln has really struggled just bringing the ball up.
Stonehawker tried to feed it, and dribbling it out on the baseline is Jumi Keode. And so with a minute 57 to go in the third quarter, 23-20 Bobcat basketball.
Yeah, you look at that. It was out on the Cats until the ball just became too big of a temptation, and she had to reach out there and grab it, but knocked it out of bounds.
Cats in the front court. Drop it free throw line to Long. Back to Jansen. Far side three is good for Jansen. It was a rainbow, but it goes in for Jansen. Her first three of the night, 26-20.
Thought she struggled a bit in that first half. She's been really good here in the third.
90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hildebrand, midcourt, throws it to Amira Johnson, way over the hands of the 5'2 junior into the Bobcat bench. Turnover back to Lincoln.
And you look, she lined it up. They didn't rotate out. Sign stayed down. And Georgia just lined it up. Morgan has sailed a couple passes on Amira Johnson.
And now Signs follows suit. An air ball out on the baseline.
Signs of that thing where you know you messed up and you know people are looking, where you scratch the back of your head and you look somewhere else. It's a universal sign.
Exactly. She did that, yeah.
Everybody's done it.
Bobcat basketball. Heitman brings it up to the right wing. Now she'll try to drive. Cut off. Coyote cut her off. Ball's out on the baseline. It will stay with the Cats, but Coyote, man, I tell you what, she is all over the place. And you mentioned Brown and her physicality, too. I mean, this is the thing I asked Coach Murphy in the pregame about their physicality and how to kind of match to that.
Yeah, they're not tall, but you look at Stonehawker, like she can muscle with you. She knocked it out there. Coyote brings that length. She's at 5'11", a little bit more of a side-to-side athletic defender. But then you look at Brown, she just, 5'9", but she can body you up as well.
Inbound goes to Hildebrand. Feeds it to Long, kicks it out to Jansen. Jansen goes down the left block, kicks it back out to Hildebrand, left wing. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. 43 in the quarter. Long tries a three, and it's off the back of the iron. Heitman tips out the rebound, but Signs comes away with it. They'll push the floor. Johnson comes from behind, just rips it out of the hands of Coyote, and the Cats are going the other way. Up court, they'll throw it away. Signs tips it, but Jansen gets the loose basketball and will settle things down here as the Cats will play for the final shot of the third quarter, leading 26-20. Hildebrand, a little backdoor cut by Heitman. The pass is off the line. Stonehawker intercepts. Signs has it. Up to Coyote. Down the right side of the paint, but a travel going to be called. 7 seconds to go, third quarter. Back to the red and blue.
And I know I've talked about one-handed passes, but one of the reasons I don't like them, especially off the dribble bounce, it's hard to get. They kind of lollipop on you. You get it, and it's never a crisp pass. Morgan tried it there. Millie's tried it. At least if you're holding on to it, not trying to just push it off a bounce, you can get some zip to it.
And Jansen travels in the backcourt. She got the inbounds. She was looking to pass, and I believe her passing lane got cut off. Travel, turnover, 4.8 seconds to go, third quarter.
Man alive, this is
those are timeouts turnovers in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Although the inbounds into the backcourt, Signs high points it. With 1 second, tosses up a leaner at the three-point line, and it is no good. And we head to the fourth quarter. Bobcats by 6. Final 8 minutes when we come back on KFJB-TV.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com. We do more than just t-shirts and hoodies. Check with Adlet Engraving and Screen Print for awards, lasered items, embroidery, and of course, imprinted apparel. 307 Riverside, right here in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Welcome back inside the Roundhouse. 8 minutes to go. Time for a scoreboard update here tonight, all brought to you by Central State Bank.
Linn-Mar beats Des Moines North 65-11. Mount Vernon takes care of Dike New Hartford 73-20. Southeast Polk 80. Council Bluff Jefferson 11. And PCM 35. Creston 21.
Signs down the right side of the paint. She has the ball knocked away. It'll stay with Lincoln. She was getting up, and the official said, what? She wanted a foul, but no foul called. But it will stay with the maroon and gold. By the way, I always love Lincoln colors because when I was an Armstrong Ringstead Mustang, we were maroon and gold. So very special place in my heart. And now inside, Jume Coyote will be fouled. By the way, Armstrong Ringstead no longer a school district.
No, but they are in your heart. And that's what matters.
Not like East Marshall Mustangs. They're still loud and proud.
Yes, they're still there, but we played Hubbard Radcliffe and Eldora New Providence that are now just South Hardin. So it happens to the best of them.
Yep. Jume Coyote misses the first free throw. Been a rough night for her tonight at the free throw line. 2 for 6. And now 2 for 7 at the free throw line as she misses both. 26-20. 7:45 to go. Amara Johnson, front court, works it in all the way to the hoop. And right block, she has it ripped away by Ava Signs, who stepped in on her. Stonehawker was in front, walling her up. And that will be Bobcat basketball, right side baseline. I believe we're going to have a timeout by head coach Brian Murphy. 6-point lead for the Cats, 7:38 fourth quarter on KFJB-TV.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
I'm Jacob Hayes. You're watching Bobcat basketball on KFJB-TV.
Bobcat ladies at home in the first round of Class 5A, region number 3 here tonight in a tough one, 26-20. Bobcats with the lead, but boy, there has been some offensive explosions and also some big droughts here tonight.
Yeah. That's what we said. Avoid the stop-and-go traffic. They have not done that. It's been a lot of stuck on the I-5 here tonight.
Inbound goes to Jansen. Airballs Bunny. Gets the basketball back, though. Puts up a runner. It's no good as that one inside. Not able to convert. Ochoa does a U-turn and now pushes it into the front court. And gets it to Ava Signs at the top of the key. Dump it in. Stonehawker. Free throw line. Tries to drive inside. She'll kick. And now it's a sign. Straight on three. It's off the right side of the iron. Jansen with a rebound for the Bobcats as we're a minute through this fourth quarter of play.
Signs looks like she's going to shoot, though. She's been knocked down that first one's looked good on the last couple. Oh, my goodness.
Long posts up on Stonehawker, tosses it off the bottom of the iron and hits Stonehawker in the face on the deflection. And now Stonehawker just steals it away for a pass going to Millie Heitman. And here goes Lincoln. The other way, Brown pushes the issue, fouled by Frankie Long, who steps in late, a blocking foul, and 2 free throws coming for Stonehawker.
Yeah, on one end, it looked like a clear foul not called. Down here, though, Brown just takes it right at Long. One thing you can tell about Lincoln, they ain't afraid of nobody or no one on that court. They've attacked Frankie at different points.
Stonehawker off the back of the iron for the first free throw. And she is 0 for 3 tonight at the free throw strike.
That's Brown up there.
Oh, it is Brown. Sorry. So Brown, first trip of the night. She can't convert on either one, and on the rebound off the missed second free throw, it's out of bounds on the Bobcats. It'll be Lincoln basketball.
Yeah, it's Cats have gone to a 7-person rotation here tonight.
Inbound Stonehawker, top of the key, over to Brown, right wing. And Ava Signs was getting the feed, but Amira Johnson steals it, takes it all the way for the layup. It's good. And Johnson has her first bucket of the game in the fourth to give the Cats an 8-point lead.
And Amira has been scoring the ball really well the last couple weeks, but her defense has been really solid tonight.
And now Ava Signs lost the basketball, and she dove for it and fouls Millie Heitman in the process. Third of the night on Ava Signs.
Really, the biggest thing, the best offense for the Cats is that the Railsplitters have struggled to just make the pass in front of them. They've struggled with any press.
After the turnover on Lincoln, head coach Dom Shirley in his third year wants a timeout. He was a 2011 Lincoln grad. 6:16, fourth quarter, 28-20 Cats.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Hey Bobcat Nation, this is Kyle Smith and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
Welcome back inside the Roundhouse. Class 5A, Region 3, first round, 6:16 to go. 28-20, Bobcats with the lead, Dylan.
And really, Lincoln deserves a ton of credit because even when they've got it in the post, the way that they've sought to kind of effectively keep Frankie under wraps is they are packing that paint, especially when the Cats stop being able to shoot it. They have packed that paint to make it very difficult to get it inside, and if they do, they're always bringing a second, sometimes a third defender.
Bobcat basketball out of the Lincoln timeout. Merritt Johnson into the front court. Spins around, drives down left side of the paint. Good feed to Frankie Long, who goes on the right block inside. Frankie with 5, and it's a 10-point lead again for the Cats.
It's not been a perfect night as Coyote lines it up, misses. It hasn't been a perfect night for Amara Johnson, but what I think she's done incredibly well has been able to drive the basketball and look to create for others. I think that's the big jump she can make next year to make her an all-conference type player.
Jansen bumped out high, hands off to Millie Heitman. 5.5 minutes to go. Give and go. Bowie feeds it back to Heitman, and finally Heitman gets her first field goal of the night. She has 3 points, and that was a good give and go from the right wing down to the right block.
And in that half-court set, when they want a bucket, they often go to that pick and roll and that drive, that dive off the top.
A runner in the left side of the paint. It's no good. Heitman with the rebound off the miss by Jumi Coyote. And Jansen brings it across the Bobcat script on the near side of the floor. Hands it off to Heitman. Drives in, tried to give it and go to Frankie Long, but the pass wasn't there. Stonehawker tipped it away. Signs will bring it up the floor, and as she passes up to Corey Lynn Brown, a timeout is called by Lincoln. 32-20, 4:52 to go, fourth quarter on KFJB-TV.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
I'm Jamison Niehaus. This is your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Up on the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard, Cats by 12, 32-20, 4:52 to go. Timeout on the floor, and Marshalltown Bobcat boys wrestling at the state tournament. Nick Wise as well as Dalton Zednicek, both ranked, received opening round buys. Zednicek at 190. He's going to match up with Hunter Merck of Waukee Northwest in his next match. Nick Wise will match up with Colin Cruz of North Scott. Meanwhile, other Bobcat wrestlers, Ignacio Macias at 285 lost today to a Waterloo West wrestler, Pershavian Holmes. Nicholas Millian at 113. He won 10-0 against Liam Dunley at Pleasant Valley, and he'll match up against an Iowa City West wrestler. And of course, Carson Wright, he lost 18-1 of Lane Rosendahl of Newton at 165 earlier this afternoon. Out of the timeout, Bobcats steal a pass to Ava Signs, and inside, Amara Johnson scores it off the glass, fouled by Signs, her 4th of the night, and Amara Johnson going to line for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
And she used the offhand there, went up a little bit softer. Sometimes it's easier to go up with a little bit of a softer touch with your offhand just because it's not as strong as your dominant hand, but she crossed it back up to her left. This is what we wanted, kind of starting out. This is when this team's going well. They have some things. They just have struggled to put 4 quarters together.
Amara Johnson rattles in the and one, and Amara Johnson with 5 points tonight, all coming here in the fourth quarter. 35-20 now, 15-point lead. Cats finally starting to get it going on the offensive end.
That's a foul 4 times.
Bobcats come up with a steal. Amara Johnson had it. Dylan was calling for the foul right there as they trapped her at midcourt. Amara Johnson out high against Brown guarding her. Finally dumps it to Bowie at the top of the key. Drop it into Long, passes off the mark. As looked like Long was kind of fighting with Stonehawker for position down there and kind of pulled the chair out from behind her. And that was not able to let Long get in position to get that basketball.
And how that is, like where your post is positioned should dictate what type of pass you give them, as it knocks off of Frankie Long. Thought it was off Coyote, but it went off Long's foot. But how they're posted determines how you try to get them the basketball. Because she had her posted at an angle from behind, you have to lob that over to her dominant hand. That bounce pass physics get in the way, and you can't get that entry pass to Frankie Long.
Ava Signs, far side, gets the inbound pass, gets it to Stonehawker, free throw line. Measure up at three. Heitman blocks the three by O'Donnell and steps out of bounds. No, she did not. It's going to be a foul on O'Donnell. After Heitman blocked the shot, gather the basketball, O'Donnell will pick up her first foul of the night. With 4:01 on the clock in the fourth quarter, Bobcats with the basketball back.
And this Lincoln team reminds me a little bit of the Cats like a year or two ago, where they would play close with teams that had a better record than them, and it just would happen late. They couldn't make the plays needed. So far, the Bobcats are the ones making those plays here in the fourth.
Hildebrand with the basketball up high. Drives down the left side of the paint, puts up a floater. Too strong off the back of the iron. Long went for the rebound, couldn't get it. O'Donnell brings it in for the Rails. Stonehawker up court. It's picked up by Bowie and out of bounds it will go. It will stay with the Lincoln Railsplitters. As one of the fans asking, what do I do with that basketball over there, Dylan?
I think she should have given it to the lady to her left. She probably had
just keep passing it down the line.
Yeah, just keep it going.
Brown gets the inbound. Kicks over to Stonehawker. Yeah, she will travel with it. She juked right and left, but didn't put the basketball down. And a turnover on Lincoln with 3:23 to go. Jansen just checked out and was replaced by Heitman. Now she'll check back in, replacing Frankie Long.
And, we talked a little bit about the inconsistency of the Cats' offense. Tonight, defensively, I cannot think of many good shots. There's one right there in transition. But in the half court, I have not seen many shots that the Cats have given up that were very good. Lincoln has really struggled to get good looks all night in the half court sets.
So the Bobcats have the inbound stolen away. Stonehawker put in the 2-point conversion, 35-22. Now Amira Johnson down to the right block. She runs over Stonehawker, who's still rolling around on the floor. The foul's on Amira Johnson, her third of the night. With 3:01 to go in the game, Stonehawker finally getting up on her own.
Yeah, she did the full backdrop there. She might have landed on her tailbone or something.
Yeah, she's still on the floor. We'll take a timeout, injury timeout. 3:01 fourth quarter. Cats with the lead, 35-22.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
5A Region 3 first round. Bobcats leading 35-22. Winner takes on third-ranked Dowling coming up on Saturday night at 7. A travel into the front court. Out of the injury timeout, Stonehawker got up off her own, and she looked to be okay. But Corlin Brown travels in the front court. Turnover back to the Cats with under 3 to play. And Georgia Jansen, unguarded on the inbound, takes it all the way for the layup on the right side. It's good. Jansen, 8 points, 7 of those in the second half. And now Coyote all the way to the rack. She was wide open. They found her in the front court. Dives in on the right side. It's good for 2.
Yeah, Millie tried to pick that off at half court, but with the, at the time, 15-point lead, you got to play behind a little bit.
Mira Johnson, right wing, gets a screen from Heitman. Brown steps out on her, swats the basketball away. Lincoln comes up with the turnover. Outlet to Coyote. She'll take it all the way against Bowie, and Bowie will commit a foul. 2 shots coming for Jumi Coyote.
Good foul by Kinsley there. Coyote has not shot the ball well from the line. She does lead Lincoln in scoring. She has 9 on the night. Chance to go into double digits.
Averages 11 a game. A lane violation as Walla Gabir, who picked up 4 fouls tonight, she just walked into the lane nonchalantly at the very end right as the free throw was going up. So Coyote will only get 1 free throw here.
And Coyote made it. It was cash, and she's still confused why it doesn't count. And now the ref has told her why. She does not look real stoked about it.
And Wally Gabir was taken out of the game promptly.
Yes.
Second free throw is, well, it was good, the first one, but doesn't count. Second one did not go, and now 3 by Ochoa. Her first one of the night. You mentioned earlier she could get going, 37-27.
Yeah, and that's where Lincoln has not been able to operate in the half-court set, that Ochoa hasn't really gotten a look because she can shoot it.
Lincoln has drawn within, 3 at one point?
Yeah.
3 or 6, and Bobcats had a 15-point lead a little bit ago, and now it's down to a 10-point lead with 1:53 to go in the fourth quarter. A timeout on the floor by the Bobcats. We'll keep it here, and we'll get a scoreboard update tonight, all brought to you by Central State Bank. We do have a couple finals starting to really filter in here tonight around the state.
And I promise you it's more than 18-12. Gilbert beats Knoxville 59-21. PCM 43, Creston 27 for a final. Williamsburg 52, Roland Story 32. Along with one more final, Linn-Mar 65, Des Moines North 11.
That is a Central State Bank scoreboard update, all brought to you by them with locations in Ames State Center and in West Des Moines. Up on the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard, 37-27. Cats leading by 10 against the Rails with 1:53 to go in the fourth quarter. On the line, advancing. If you lose here tonight, season is over in the first round of 5A Region number 3. Bobcats looking for win number 3 of the season against Lincoln, taking them down back in December, 52-38, and a week ago, 42-35. In the front court, Lincoln with the basketball. Ochoa, top of the key. Over to Stonehawker, left wing. Measures up long, drives to the left block, tries to spin around on her. Nothing there. Kicks out. Coyote. 3, right wing. It looked like it was good, but it hit the net, and it was short, and that will be the Bobcat basketball off the rebound.
It's one of those weird shots where the net went right back up into itself like it does when you hit nothing but nylon.
Yeah. Over the left wing, Jansen gets it. High points the basketball, looking for somebody. Heitman flashed in the paint at the free throw line, but there was no passing there. Now Bowie gets the feed. Free throw line jumper. She steps in, rattles it home. And a big night for Kinsley Bowie. 16 single-handedly helping the Bobcats to a victory here tonight.
Yeah, she did all the heavy work, and finally here in the fourth quarters, others chipped in. But Kinsley Bowie's just been really good tonight.
Now Heitman forces a tie-up as she gets tied up with Stonehawker. Possession arrow with the Cats that give it back with 45 seconds to go as the Bobcats looking for win number 14 on the season and punching their ticket to go play third-ranked Dowling on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Amara Johnson into the front court with a 12-point lead. Jansen out high. Almost at the midcourt stripe. She'll dribble it to the right wing, turns around, flips it back to Heitman as the Bobcats will work the shot clock down here. 15 on the shot clock.
I was a little surprised with over like a minute to go and stuff. They didn't foul to extend the game because the Bobcats aren't shooting 80% from the line.
Jansen, left wing 3. Second one of the night. Jansen drops it in. Her big second half here tonight. She has 11, 10 of that here in the second half. 4 seconds to go as the Bobcats will move on in postseason play. Late shot by Lincoln by Coyote will not go. And that is our final. 42-27. Cats go to 14-9. Lincoln drops to 7-15. Their season is over. The Bobcats advance. They'll take on third-ranked Dowling Saturday night at 7 o'clock in the semifinal in Class 5A Region 3. Coming up, it is the locker room reports, all presented by Wells Fargo Advisors. We'll have our final stat line, final scoreboard of the night, and also our post-game interview with head coach Brian Murphy as the ladies hit the win cam here tonight in postseason play.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership. with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit visionsource-marshalltowneyecare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Well, welcome into the Locker Room Report. It wasn't pretty, but the Bobcats outscore Lincoln in the fourth quarter 16-7 to take home the victory in postseason play tonight, as the Bobcats improve to 14-9. Lincoln drops to 7-15. Their season is over. 42-27 again, the final score, as the leading scorer tonight for the Bobcats, senior Kinsley Bowie, finishes with 16, 11 for Georgia Jansen, 5 apiece for Amara Johnson and Frankie Long, 3 for Millie Heitman, and 2 for Morgan Hildebrand. Leading scorer for the Rails tonight, it was Jumi Keode. She finishes with 8, 5 for Ava Sines, 4 for Leah Ochoa, 2 for Monique Stonehocker, and 2 for Walla Gabir, Corey Lynn Brown. She finishes with 2. Walla Gabir also had 2 for her night. Bobcats move on. They'll now take on Dowling coming up on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. We'll have coverage for you here on KFJB-TV of that one. Looking forward to postseason play continuing for the Bobcat ladies. Coming up, our postgame chat with Brian Murphy, as Dylan is standing by with that next here on the Locker Room Report.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by Central State Bank, locations in Ames, State Center, and West Des Moines. Eye Care Associates of Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo. Hy-Vee of Marshalltown. It pays to perk with Hy-Vee Perks. And Legends American Grill, Marshalltown Steakhouse.
Welcome back in with Coach Brian Murphy. Coach, 42-27, 15-point lead. You probably liked the distance at the end, but it was kind of an up-and-down game. Someone who wasn't up and down is your senior guard, Kinsley Bowie. I think over the last month, especially offensively, she's really been more efficient from three, looking for her own shot. What could you say about her with her 16 points tonight?
Yeah, Kinsley was huge for us all night. I mean, you could see she was gassed. She was spending a lot of energy on defense, really gritting out. And I think the thing I love about her, she's come back to kind of her more versatile self. I think early in the season, it felt like she was mostly a shooter, and that's not at all just what her skill set is. She's one of the best cutters and finishers we've got on the team, and she showed it tonight. I mean, it just felt like every time we needed a big bucket, we had somebody stand up to do it, and it was often one of our seniors, and that's kind of been the story of our season.
Yeah, and we were talking about that, how good she is cutting. But it feels like once she gets a couple of those layups and things, her shot is better as well. And she did a nice sidestep. She just seems to be much more comfortable out there. It really seemed, though, defensively you were locked in most of the night, but your offense struggled in the second half until that fourth quarter. What do you check that up for?
You know, I'm guessing it was a combination of things. It's hard to know for sure sometimes. Certainly, scheduling a night like tonight is weird, where we don't play till 7. There's nothing before. There's kind of that weird lag time. But I do think there's something to be said about, we don't press very often. And it's something that I think can sometimes be hard to recognize of like, I've got to expend the same amount of energy moving as I do off. Because, I mean, the offense we've been really trying to move forward has a lot of ball movement. And if it's only one or two people moving at a time, it gets a little bit stagnant. And, the irony is it was finally in the fourth quarter when we were the most gassed that we had some of our best cuts of the night. So it took a little bit to get going, but, ultimately some of those give and goes have been there really for a lot of the season, and we're finally starting to hit some of them anyway.
Yeah, you looked at it, there was a nice little run. Amara gets the and one, or drop off to Frankie. Millie gets a cut. It seemed once that fourth quarter went and you just were able to create, everyone else got involved. But specifically, Georgia Jansen had a bit of a tough first half, but that second half she came out and had 10 of her 11. But I thought her defensive intensity was really good.
Yeah, I mean, and that's Georgia all season. I mean, it almost doesn't matter. I mean, she is the epitome of having a short memory when it comes to her plays. I mean, it doesn't matter what she does to play before. She's going to keep playing the same way and the right way. And we've got a lot of players on this team where, we want them to continue to be an aggressive, shoot when they're open. And obviously she didn't get some to drop early, but she hit a couple at the end that were huge. And that's just kind of been what she's done for us all season, is pick us up when we need it and create a lot of offense even when we're struggling.
And I do want to talk a little bit about Frankie. That paint was just jammed full of Railsplitters. They really packed the paint, and they're not the tallest team, but they're a strong team. And Frankie held her own and did really well on the boards. What do you say about the junior who does a lot of the dirty work that just gets her a little bruised and banged up, but she does it really well?
Yeah, no, I mean, and Frankie, regardless of whether she's touching the ball, Frankie will always have an impact on the offense, where we know they're trying to key on her often. And so the more we can move her around and get her in different spots, we know they have to react to that and play off of that. And so, she does a great job of, recognizing the moment sometimes where, there are some times where she got doubled, she kicked out. She did a good job of finding people relocating, and it's a tough thing about being a big sometimes is you're going to get focused on. It's a lot easier to double a post than a guard, so she's done a good job of being resilient, and she's just going to kind of have to keep looking for her spots.
And there's big spots going to happen Saturday night. You guys go travel to Dowling. Film prep start tomorrow for you?
I mean, we've been dabbling a little bit. You don't want to be caught off guard. It's funny because looking at their lineup, they go 6'2", 6'1", 5'11", 5'10". For a long time, that would have been a kind of a death stroke for us. And for once we've got some girls that can match up, now it's just making sure obviously the margin for error is very thin. We can't gift them with these easy points. But I'm excited to take a shot at the number 2 team in the state.
Yeah, to take down a queen, you got to go after her. So Cats have a big thing down in Dowling as they take on number 2, but they look to pull off a big upset. Big win tonight, big game Saturday. Back to you, Brandon.
All right, thanks, Dylan. And again, 42-27, our final score. Now time for our Athlete of the Week, all presented by Opa Grill of Marshalltown. Greek and traditional favorites. All you have to say is Opa. And all brought to you by Adlin Engraving and Screen Print Company of Marshalltown. More than just T-shirts and hoodies, AdlinEngraving24.com. Well, our male athlete of the week, Dalton Zednicek. Of course, he's at the state wrestling tournament, qualified himself, had a great weekend, and got himself into the state tournament. And he will take on, in the 190 class, Hunter Merck of Waukee Northwest, after Merck won 14-1 in overtime in his match. Zednicek got a first-round bye. Of course, he is ranked in the top 10 heading into state wrestling tournament. Meanwhile, our female athlete of the week, Amira Johnson, she had a nice week last week. That one game against Lincoln, she had 8 steals. Here tonight, she finishes with 5 points. All 5 of those came in the fourth quarter. So congrats to both of our athletes of the week, as they both receive a $25 gift certificate to Opa Grill, along with a custom Athlete of the Week t-shirt and tumbler from Adlin Engraving and Screen Print Company in Marshalltown. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
At Opa Grill in Marshalltown, every meal is a reason to celebrate. Opa means celebrate, and that's exactly what you'll do with every bite. From Greek gyros and lasagna to Italian pastas, juicy burgers, hand-breaded tenderloins, and vegetarian options. There's something for everyone. Enjoy homemade soups, fresh salads, and tremendous desserts you won't forget. Opa Grill, where flavors come together and celebrations begin. Open 11 to 8 Monday through Friday and 11 to 3 Saturday. Opa Grill, come celebrate great food.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Time for our final scoreboard update of the night, all presented by Central State Bank. Discover what they can do for you. Locations in Ames, State Center, and in West Des Moines.
Newton, 56. Bondurant, 47. That's final. Cedar Rapids Prairie, or Mid-Prairie, I'm not sure who that is, 46. Pella Christian, 35. Nevada, 64. Hoover, 41. Urbandale, 99. Des Moines East, 14. Ballard, 57. Fort Dodge, 27. Williamsburg, 52. Roland Story, 32. PCM, 43. Creston, 27. And the cherry on the Sunday, Gilbert, 59. Knoxville, 21.
That is the scoreboard update, again, all brought to you by Central State Bank. We'll wrap up the locker room report when we come back here on KFJB-TV.
Good call tonight, man. You too? You think what I'm thinking? Let's go to Legends for a Bobcat Burger.
Hi, guys. What are we hungry for today?
I think we're going to do 2 Bobcat Burgers. Whether it's pre-game or post-game.
Or during the game, it's Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
At Lennox Employees Credit Union, you're more than a member, you're family. Since 1948, we've been helping members and their families save more, borrow smarter, and reach their financial goals. Whether it's a low-rate auto loan, a mortgage that feels manageable, or simply a savings account that grows with you, we're here to make banking simple and stress-free. Discover the credit union difference today. Visit Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, where people helping people is more than a motto. It's who we are. Learn more at lennoxecu.com. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, AdlandEngraving.com, Assured Partners, power through partnership, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, and Brown Shoe Fit, with you every step.
Back inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse, transportation for today's game on KFJB-TV is provided by Carl Auto Group in Marshalltown. Carl is your dealer for life. Coming up this week on KFJB-TV, our final winter edition of Bobcat Live is tomorrow night inside Rosie's at Wayward Social from 6 to 7. Hope to have you out there at the show and come support Bobcat athletes and coaches. And we'll also have the new MCC AD.
Whitney's great. I think you'll really enjoy it. I've gotten to know Whitney, work with her a lot. She's a Bobcat, so she's coming back after about a decade gone, but coming back, doing a nice job getting MCC athletics kind of all put in order and even adding a new sport next year.
Yeah, bowling.
Yeah, they're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, for sure. They've got a pretty good feeder.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Coming up on Saturday, it is Marshalltown at Dowling in Class 5A semifinal action. We'll start our coverage at 6:45, tip-off at 7 in the Des Moines Metro. And then on Monday night, boys hoops get started with postseason play as Marshalltown will host Iowa City High. Tip-off at 7 here on KFJB-TV. Thanks so much to our KFJB-TV crew here tonight inside the Roundhouse in Marshalltown. Jeff Brooks back in the radio studios. Deegan Grant, Keith Stewart on our camera coverage. Our on-site producer, David Braga. For Dylan Does, I'm Brandon Lewis. You've been watching Marshalltown Bobcat girls basketball. They win it in postseason play, 42-27 in the first round of Class 5A Sub-State 3 right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Today's game on KFJB-TV is sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors, Members First Community Credit Union, Van Wyck Wood Builders,